Perfect. Welcome to BMC The Rep and Me. Today we have Shannon from Lander. Shannon, thank you so much for taking time today. Appreciate you coming out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump in and just talk a little bit about yourself, a little introduction of who you are, how long you've been at Lander, how long you've been in admissions, and any fun stuff that you want to share.
Gotcha. Well, I'm Shannon. Like I said, I'm with Lander University. I have been at Lander since 2018 as a student. So I graduated from the university as well. I had my undergrad in business, stayed for my master's degree as well till 2023 because I played college softball. So that was exciting. COVID was prime time, so they said stay, and I said sure. And then I started admissions in August 23. So I've been here almost three recruitment cycles, 2.5 years about in higher ed and in admissions. So it's been a fun journey as well to be an alumni and then stay and try and recruit students to come to the university. So
Love it, love it. Do you find that your connection to athletics, especially softball, helps with recruitment?
yeah, I think it's bigger and bigger because it shows that I loved my school, my institution so much. I stayed for a fifth year. Some of my other teammates didn't. So I really was like, I'm staying. But I think athletics, I do all the onboarding for athletics as well. So it's fun to see um, what I used to have to go through and do, and now I'm on the other side of it, the other journey to help them.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Not that if you didn't go to Lander, because I have a lot of reps that did not attend the school that they worked for, that you can't do it justice, because there are a lot of people that can sell um, anything, right?
Anything.
Any school, any aspect of that. They do a really good job of that. However, I think there's a lot of value when you can talk about your experience while you're at Lander and
Yeah,
encourage students to be a part of that.
I agree. Very personable too, because you
Yeah.
went through it and did it.
Yes. Yes. All right. So, looking at some different aspects about Lander, I'm going to jump right into campus life. I think part of going to college is living there for 4 years, for most people, 6 years, or even longer, if you will. So that campus life, what it has to offer, what the school has to offer, what the community has to offer. All of that, I think, are really, really important to students when they're looking at. And what I tell them is, hey, you're going to live here for 4 years.
Yeah,
So make sure that it's somewhere that you want to live.
I agree.
So, looking at Lander as a whole, what type of clubs, organizations, activities, what can students expect on campus, weekends, things like that? What's the vibe like at Lander?
Yeah, so we're a small institution, so small campus life. The town is rather smaller as well, coming from a Simpsonville, Greenville area. But I think we have 100 plus clubs and organizations now. So it's grown tremendously, especially since I was a student. There are sororities and fraternity life as well. So we're hiring a coordinator of that to make that grow tremendously. But we've also athletics is a big one, like we talked about for sure. We have 20 plus NCAA sports, so about 900 athletes. But clubs, you can get involved in anything. It's free as a student. So that's what's great about that. You can just join it whenever you want on a random Wednesday. But then we also have intramural sports. So intramural sports as well is kind of the fun side of things. It's not really competitive. It can be if you make it, but it's also not. It doesn't have to be a commitment. If you want to show up on a Thursday and want to play volleyball, you can go do that. We have a civic center as well nearby that we use. Renovated all our fields, so it's all turf. So now we're doing like flag football and all that over there. So there's a lot to do. In the community, there's much more. We have our uptown, that's our downtown area. So there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of local shops too, gift shops, a lot of local job opportunities too. So a lot of students find their way with internships and things like that in there. But there's a lot to do. It's just what you make of it and what you get involved in. I think Blink 101 is a class you have to take as a first time freshman. They have done a great job. It's kind of our retention center. They make sure you get what you need. And they also have an Instagram now that's new as well. It's called Lander Students, and they post every single Sunday of what's going on campus for the whole week. So you can't miss anything as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that small campus feel as well, like every almost everybody knows everybody. If they don't know everybody, I think that helps. Uh, but then word of mouth of this Friday, yeah, yeah. That word of mouth part helps as well of, "Hey, this is going on. Did you know about this?"
Yeah. So, and then we also have a brand new pool. So that's a big hit in the lake nearby. So those are the pool wasn't that fancy when I was there, but the lake was a big hit when I was there. So, um, there's a lot to do and get involved. And if you don't want to get involved in anything, you don't have to. There's different clubs and organizations that you can do or don't do.
Yeah. So we're about 45 minutes to an hour from you guys. A lot of our students like that. Some don't like that because we're too close.
Yeah.
A lot of students are looking at the weekends and this whole term that we like to call a suitcase school. Looking at Lander as a whole, weekends is it more of a suitcase school? What percentage of students stick around? What does that look
Yeah.
like?
Yes. So personally, as my freshman year, I went home and I was 3 hours. I was like, I'm going home. I'm going home. But then sophomore year came around and I stayed at school every single weekend. My mom's like, "Are you gonna come home?" So there is what you make of it. For instance, just the friends you make along the way your first year, then you get comfortable. You can live off campus after your freshman year, so that was a bigger thing of students staying. But I think your freshman year, I do regret not staying on campus because of what on the weekends because of what was going on. They have watch parties. They have things at the Bearcat Lounge we have where you can watch football games. But then just in town, they've grown tremendously. Things to do, restaurants to go to, and things like that. But I would say it can be a suitcase college if you make it that way, so it's just what you think of it. If I'm being honest, it is nice to go home and get your laundry done on a Sunday because you guys are they're 45 minutes away. But it's also nice staying on campus because you never know who you'll meet as well. So
Yep.
now also,
Yep.
if you're a big football fan, we don't have it, but Clemson, USC, and UGA, they're all within an hour and 30. So people do that route as well with a big group of friends. So it depends on your friend group and what you make of it.
Right. Yeah, I try to explain to students all the time. Any situation
Mhm.
is what you make of it.
Yeah,
No matter where you are,
yeah.
you could find the good and the bad, no matter what.
Agreed, and I loved the small school, but then going to the big school for a weekend and then coming back because 'cause I'm like, "This is better." So,
Correct. Yeah, yeah, love it, love it. Uh, when we're looking at the sorry, and I got my brain fart is going. I have a student in mind that was looking at another school. Lander was not on her list. Uh, Ended up coming to Lander. Part of it was financial, but then did another visit, fell in love with the school. This certain student, I'm not going to name her name at all, but is like, you know,
yeah,
the life of the party and big on campus and doing a lot of fun stuff. And so
yeah.
uh, that it's fun to watch when that perspective changes.
Yeah, I think once you come to campus, you're like, "Oh," kinda surprised as you're like, "Oh, okay." It's like, um, I think Will from Coastal, he told me it's a hidden gem in Greenwood that you just there. So,
Yep, yep, love it, love it. Looking at the majors and what people study, I know that Landers put a lot of money into their nursing program,
oh, yeah.
which is great. Heard that for the past couple of years about what you guys are doing, and now it's and coming to fruition, which is awesome. But nursing isn't the only major.
Nope.
So if you could talk about a couple of the top majors, and then maybe even a hidden gem that people don't even think about. But like, what are some of the top majors that students are looking at when they're coming to?
Yeah, so obviously nursing, on our 3rd building on campus, it'll be done fall 2026. So that shows you how big it is. Education is a really popular one as well. Direct as well, just like education or just like nursing, but also with education, as you go right into a classroom your spring semester that first year. Uh, so it shows whether you either really want to do it or you're like, oh, maybe not. So it kind of gives you the feel of whether you want to do education or not. Some institutions you wait all the way till your junior year and you're kind of stuck. So it's just whether you like to work with kindergartners or high schoolers. So you can do that spring semester you get to college. So that's great. Then exercise science is a big one. So we have a biomechanics lab. You can do AT, OT, PT. They have all the tracks as well. So that's a popular one. Our business department is also huge as well. We've added some kind of majors. We're splitting our management and marketing apart. Instead of it being business management, marketing is business management or business marketing. And you can
Okay.
take some we're gonna add some more marketing things like a sales class and things like that as well. So they're gonna adjust that. And then our psychology is big. You can do that fully online, all in person, or hybrid as well. And then our hidden gem, I would say, is our biomed. Um, that is huge, and kind of criminology is getting big and big. That one's
Okay.
getting very large for us. We just added a master's in criminology because it was getting so big for us. So those 2 I would
Cool.
say are hidden gems, because biomed, small institution, to get to a medical school afterwards, our professors write any recommendations that you need to get to a med school. So cheap undergrad to then pay big bucks for a med school. So
You took the words right out of my mouth.
yeah.
I tell a lot of students when they know that they are, or even the thought of going to grad school is in the picture,
Mhm.
save the money, go to a small undergrad where either, you could pay for everything, you don't have to finance a lot, or you're not financing anything,
Yeah.
and then blow it out of the water when you go to grad school.
Yep. Yeah, and I think a lot of people do that with their pre-law as well, because they, and pre-veterinarian, because we have a lot of pre-tracks that people don't realize as well that puts you on track to get into school afterwards. That helps us a lot.
Perfect, perfect. So speaking of that, what are some of the top schools that students are eventually going on to grad school, and then maybe a major or two that a lot of students tend to focus on?
Yeah, so we love for our Orlando students to stay if we have the master's program, but if not, MUSC is a big one, and then also South Carolina is a big one. And then I know off the top of my head, um, we've had students go like big places, and study abroad as well, for med schools and, um, but MUSC and USC are pretty top ones for sure. A lot of USC, they do the pre-law track or they do counseling because we don't have a psychology one, so they go that route. And then we've had some go to UGA for vet school, so that's big. But there's a good bit of them, a mix. Just depends on the year and what student wants to go where, what year.
Sure. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Well, and here again, it's kind of nice. A lot of kids will ask me, what are what what are some big schools that they funnel into?
Mhm.
Uh, when you have those connections, and like you said, professors that are willing to write letters of recommendation, a lot of times professors will have connections with other schools. It helps with that process, simplify things, but also make those connections.
Agreed, yeah, and our pre-tracks, it's a pre-track, so you have a certain, um, kind of an advisor that makes your schedule and looks at each class each week to see what those grad schools are looking at to make sure you're in
Okay,
classes as well. So that's
that's cool.
pretty, recent that I learned as well, I thought was very interesting, to make sure you can get on that track. So they help you tremendously and make sure you get where you need to go.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. It's nice to have that extra layer
Yeah.
of support as well. So, being a small school, I know there's the on-campus student body, there's the total student body, which you can break that down a little bit as well. So looking at how many students are at Lander, as well as what's the student to faculty ratio?
Yeah, so our student to faculty ratio is a 17 to 1. So that is awesome. They'll know who you are, they'll make sure you're in class, make sure everything's going well. Overall, we have 4,600 students, a little bit over that. But on campus, I was just about to pull that up. I think on campus, we have a total of undergraduate students, 3,700, over 3,700. Doesn't look like it on campus though, because we've done a great job with small class sizes. Average class size is about 20. I think my biggest was like 28, 30 when you had to do like a gen ed music class or a art class, to get those credits. So it's like a big high school, I would
Yeah,
compare it to.
yeah, love it. Yeah, I mean, our average size is in the lower 20s. Um, you know, we cap our classes at 24, and very rarely do we actually hit that 24 number. So, I mean, that's really
Pretty
right on
similar,
track.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, which is great. Love it. When students are looking at majors, they're looking at school, they're also looking at how they're gonna be set up for success.
Mhm.
So, the opportunity for internships.
Yeah, so we just reamped our whole career center. So we hired a director of career services and career development. She does a great job. So we have 60 plus, actually now it's 100 plus employers that come on campus each semester. This year we did a 3-day festival where it was a big tabling event on campus and it was all employers. Parking was crazy that day, but they were all there. And anyone could show up. It wasn't just strictly for seniors or juniors. It was anyone can walk through the halls through our CC, and you could ask them any questions you like: part-time job, internship, just even a co-op if you want to give them your resume, cover letter, and shadow someone. That was an option as well. So she does a great job. She also does coffees and chats now, monthly. An employer comes, not monthly, I think it's weekly, each week, and you can see who's there, and you sign up and basically just go to our Starbucks on campus and meet with the employer. So she's done a great job. And then career services, we have jobs on campus. So we have over 400 jobs on campus if you want to work on campus during school.
You just gave me an idea,
Yep.
so thank you. I love the coffees and chat. Yeah, no, it's good. Y we always look at, like, lunch and learns for the career side of things, and,
Yeah.
not every employer has a budget where they can pay for lunch for X amount of students, but kinda switching things up a little bit. So,
Yeah.
thank you. That's
It's a
awesome.
great idea,
Allow that
and
one on.
we have partnerships as well with our a lot of companies. So we have a corporate and government liaison, and she helps tremendously as well to make partnerships. And they come a lot as well, just because we have that partnership with them, just to help students.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
One other major aspect when students are looking to select a college, is what hits their wallet.
yeah,
So the our cost of attendance, so tuition, books, room and board, all of that kind of comes into the equation. I know Lander has helped many, many students where they were looking at going other schools, they couldn't afford that, so they found themselves at Lander because they could afford that. Tell me a little bit about tuition, room and board, what that looks like, as well as what are some scholarship opportunities for students?
yeah. So tuition has been frozen for 10 years now. So it was even frozen when I was a student here at 11,700. So that's for a full year. That doesn't add anything as well. Add your merit-based scholarships, your academic scholarships, they all stack as well, your financial aid. So out of pocket per year for an average student is about 5,300. So that is really doable. I was an
Very cool.
out of state student. I even left, and Georgia has a very good academic scholarships, and I still left. Um, so it's very doable. Just the fact that everything stacks, and they help you tremendously with it. Room and board, that is about at 14,000 a year, but you don't have to live on campus all 4 years as well. So it just depends on what you do and what friends you make along the way. That first year is the most expensive year because you have to live on campus. But then after that, just depends on what the student wants to do. We have merit-based scholarships as well. So we're test optional. Those are our academic scholarships. Test optional, but if you want to start qualifying for those scholarships, if you have a 3.5 or higher, we're gonna say submit your test scores and keep taking them because we super score as well.
Okay. Okay.
So that first one is I think it's a 20 on your, let me find it real fast. So we have a Dean's, Provost, Trustees, and President's Award. But you have to qualify for ACT is a 20 to 21, and then the SAT is a 1030 to 1090. And then from there, you just go up. You gain more and more money. So keep taking it. Then we also have foundation scholarships, departmental scholarships, the same thing. That is basically a big pool. You just put your name in for admitted students. It's pretty broad. It's for first-time freshmen, transfer students, and current students. It's just a big pool of scholarships where you apply once, and from there you'll hear from our financial aid team to see what you receive as well. And then
Awesome.
if any parents are alumni, you get an alumni scholarship as well. You fill that out, parents and or grandparents. And then we have athletic scholarships as well.
Cool. Yeah, lots of different opportunities.
Yeah.
What is the granddaddy of them all? What is the largest scholarship and what does that look like?
Yep. So our largest scholarship for merit-based scholarships is the President's Award, and that's a 30 to 36 on the ACT and a 1360 plus on the SAT with that 3.5 GPA, and you get 6 grand. And you don't apply for any of the merit-based. If you have those test scores in and that 3.5 um, on your transcript, financial aid team will package and they'll see that as well, which is great because 6 grand, that's half of your tuition basically for a full year.
Right.
And you
Absolutely.
gain merit based all 4 years as well. So, and that doesn't add in your state scholarships. So,
Yes. And that 3.5, just clarifying, that is weighted as well.
correct.
Love it, love it. Speaking of weighted and unweighted and test scores, what are you looking for in the application? What are some key components,
Yeah.
for students when they're considering that?
Yeah, so I even asked some of my coworkers before this and see what they say as well. So we look at your GPA, your prereqs as well. So what classes you took in high school. We're also going to look at your class rank. And then also a big one that I thought was interesting. My coworker said they look at your activities, just to see what you're interested in, if you were even a good fit for the university. Because you might do things that we don't even have as your activity. So they want to make sure that you have exactly setting you up for the correct university is huge for us.
Yeah, love it, love it. That's awesome. Uh, anything that you can think of that I haven't asked?
Um, we have over 1,800 students that live on campus. We have 10 residence halls. You're allowed your vehicle your first year. Um, and you either share a bathroom with 3 other people or 1 other person. I know that was huge for me when I was looking. Um, I think that might be about it. Always tour a campus, not even just Lander. I think any campus your top 5 go tour. I think that's huge to see because you, like you said, you'll be living there. That will be your home. So
I'm gonna ask a personal question. So it's always the why, like why this school, why that school? Since you did attend Lander, I'm gonna remove softball away from that. I know that was a big
yeah,
reason, at least that Lander became part of the conversation. Why did you choose Lander? What would you tell students? This is a good reason, or here's some selling points on Lander and why it's a good fit for you.
yeah. I think my first steps on campus, it made me comfortable. I felt like relieved it wasn't uncomfortable, that I was there. It made me feel at home. I think professors do as well. They take care of you, not even just softball. Yes, they took care of me, but like professors will take care of you, make sure you're on time, making sure you're at class. And then if you're not, they'll be like, "What's up? Everything okay?" So I think that's a huge one. I think small class sizes was big for me. I came from a big 7A high school, so I was, this is the same for me. So but going 3 hours away was difficult, but being comfortable was my main want for sure.
Yeah, love it, love it. Yeah, I mean, I went to a small college. It was actually smaller than Lander. At the time, we were under 1,000.
Wow.
Now I think they're pushing 1,200, which is, I mean, you think about that, 300 more than what I had. It's like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh. But uh, the small campus for me is what I needed. I needed that interaction. I knew professors. I was going to lunch with professors. Like just they know your name. You can't hide it, and I if I could hide, I would hide, and
yeah,
I didn't need to hide when I was in college. I needed
yeah.
that extra support.
Yeah, and I think one of the professors I met my sophomore year really made me stay. He's like my Greenwood dad, my university dad, because I would made a good relationship with him and picked his kids up from school, and then worked for him on campus. So he helped me a lot as well. So
Love it, love it. Awesome. Shannon, I appreciate your time. I know it's
yeah,
pretty busy right now. We're in app season.
yeah, that's okay.
I'm sure you've got a stack on your desk right now to kind of go through.
Yeah,
We really appreciate your time and what you do for our students as well as so many others.
yeah, of course. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you at our event in March.
Perfect. I'll see you then.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
See ya.